Hello, hello, hello. I've got my unicorn hoodie on today, so that's what you see on my head, because it is chilly. This is Express Yourself Healing Through Art with Pro Manhattan. I am Pro Manhattan. It is Sunday, January the 24th, 2021. It is 5 o'clock on the East Coast, 2 o'clock on the West Coast, and it is time for my third in the series of top 10 lists for this week. No sound. No sound? You should have sound. You should have sound. Check, check, check. Ba-dum. It's showing that I have sound. That's weird. Still no sound? Okay. Because it worked the other day. It should be working today. I've got it turned up. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Give me 1 second. Oh, you can hear me now? Okay. Okay. Good. I'm not sure what was going on there, but how much of it did you not hear? I'll just start over. Sorry about the no sound. This is Pro Manhattan and Express Yourself Healing Through Art. It is Sunday, 5 o'clock p.m. on the West Coast, 2 p.m. on the East Coast. First off, I'll say hello to my replay viewers. I know I'm going to have a lot of them because there's a lot of people going live today who would normally be here. There's a lot of people visiting the parks. I know for a fact that Joey's World, their crew is all in the parks today. And I know Resort TV 1 is doing a live stream. I know that gosh, I can't remember their name now. Jeff is live in the parks. I know that there's a lot of broadcasts on Sunday, but you know what? I do this for my replay viewers because I know that a lot of people can't catch the lives, and that's okay. I'll say hello to Rachel's Adventures, who's in the chat. Linda's out shopping today, but she says hello. Hello, Linda. Please tell her I said hi. And if you are watching a replay, leave me a comment down below. I love responding to comments. Love hearing from my viewers. Today is my third in a series of top 10 lists. This is all part of the Live Place doing a collaboration-a-thon. Diz Our Dream, thank you. Yes, Diz Our Dream. They're doing a collaboration-a-thon. The top 10 lists, and there were about 35 channels who all did top 10 lists for this whole past week. This is the last day of it. I'm one of the last folks doing them. And today we're talking about my top 10 crafts. My top 10 crafts from the Dollar Tree. Craft supplies. I buy most of my supplies from the Dollar Tree because I am a crafter on a budget, and I thought I would show you the things I found today that you can get at the Dollar Tree that work as well or even better than some of the things you get at the bigger craft stores. The first thing I want to talk about, and I'm going to go ahead and switch my view here. Let's see how this looks. Yay, it works. It looks fine. All right, the first thing I want to talk about is this. This is the liquid adhesive by Crafter Square, and most of these are going to be by Crafter Square. I love this glue. It is better than your average glue because it's not just for paper, it's for gluing cloth to paper, it's for gluing plastic to plastic in some cases. It's comparable to reptile glue, not quite as strong, and it doesn't have the temperature issues that reptile glue has. But what I really love about it, and I store this when I've got a bottle open, I store it upside down for a couple reasons. One is to keep the glue at the top so I don't have to turn it over and wait for it to fall. But two, to keep the air away from the opening. That way it doesn't dry out in the cap. The second thing I like about this is when you first buy it, this part is sealed. It's plastic, and you need to take, and I'll show you, I'll talk about these in a minute, but you need to take some sharp object, and I like to use a real skinny one, like a pen. This one's, well, here it is. This is the skinny one, and make just the tiniest of holes. That way, when you go to squeeze it out, and I've got some scratch paper here, you can squeeze out a thick line or you can squeeze out a little bitty thin line. And you don't need a whole lot of glue. It works miraculously. I love this glue. And it's $1 a bottle compared to $3 to $5 to $10 for bottles this size. Now, it's not as great as the higher priced brand name glues, but it is very, very good for $1. So that is my first. Now, these are in no particular order. I have Dollar Tree craft supplies piled all over my desk here. You'll see. But that's the first one I wanted to talk about was the glue. The second thing I want to talk about is the Crafter Square double-sided tape. I love this stuff. I shopped around. Oh yes, it's much better than Elmer's glue because it will glue things that Elmer's glue won't hold. I like it because I can glue embellishments like little stones or gems or wood to cloth or paper, and it will stick, whereas Elmer's glue doesn't hold very long at all, really. This is the double-sided tape. I've shopped around. I shopped around on Amazon. I've shopped around in all the craft stores. This is the best deal I've found. You get 33 yards, I believe it is. 33 feet. It's 3/10 of an inch, which is a little bit bigger than a 1/4 inch, but smaller than 3/8. And I love this stuff. It's for $1 a roll. You can't beat it. You can get it cheaper. Jess, hi, good to see you. Welcome in. You can get it cheaper on like wish.com, but the things about Wish is the stuff is lower quality and it takes forever to get here these days. But this stuff, I love it because it's easy tear. It's got a massive stick, and you take your pokey tool, which I'll talk about in a minute because I got these from the Dollar Tree, and it sticks amazing. It's what I make my stationery boxes with. I use it on my envelopes. Right now I've got a strip of it on top of my monitor. I have some of my figurines stuck to it on my monitor. I buy this and I order it by the case. And you can order online. I've missed you too, honey. I really have. I'm hoping to come back to Twitch really soon. It's been a time. But I order this by the case. I get 36 rolls for $36 and I pay like $5 shipping. Oh, thank you so much, Jess. I am so glad you're here. Yes, you need to go to the Dollar Tree and get all this stuff. Plus, after I finish my top 10 stuff, I've got another pile of neat stuff I found there that you absolutely have to have. The next thing is it's a 3-roll pack, and this is dimensional tape. It's extra thick. It's for, let me get it in the camera here. It's for putting embellishments and things if you want to raise something up. And it's got 3 different widths in the package. You've got what looks like a 1/4 of an inch, maybe 3/8 of an inch, maybe 1/2 an inch and 3/4 of an inch. And this, it's really nice. If you don't feel comfortable using this, they also have what's called pop dots, adhesive pop dots. And these are little circles of adhesive. You can drop them down on something and raise it up. I use that an awful lot. Hot glue sticks, and they have the long ones for the bigger guns. These are large glue sticks. They are high temperature, whereas the little bitty ones you get are for low temp guns. These are for high temperature guns. There's 5 in a pack, so 5 for $1. They're about 20 cents a piece. You can get them cheaper at Walmart, Home Depot, things like that, or from Amazon. But in a pinch, you get 25 glue sticks for $5. It's a great price, and for me, it's just easy because they're there. Now this one is not in the arts and crafts, and it's kind of ripped up. You can tell. This is over in the makeup department. I buy the makeup sponges, and you can see here on my demo paper that I've got going here, I used, this is the chalkboard paint, which I'll show you in a minute, but I use this for painting. If you've watched my painty papers or mixed media collage, you've seen me use these. I use them to spread glue on things, and because it's $1 for 28 of them, I can just use it once and then I pitch it away. I don't have to hang on to them or recycle them, and they're so inexpensive. You can cut them in half and use, get double your money. So these makeup sponges they're called cosmetic wedges, and they're from the makeup department. I love those. All right, this is going to be a 2-for-1. That package was already opened, so that's why it fell apart. I use these fastener dots and magnetic buttons. The fastener dots are Velcro. They're Velcro dots, and for $1 for 20 pairs, it's a lot cheaper. Then you'll need to try a different Dollar Tree. I've noticed we have 7 Dollar Trees in my town, and some of them carry the craft stuff, some of them don't. But the good thing is they're bringing them all online, so you can order these things online. But these are Velcro dots. They stick together pretty well, but they also have adhesive on the back. And I use these in a lot of my crafting things. I use them in my journals, anywhere that I need a closure, because they just stick right on. I don't have to add any other glue or anything. They've got a very strong sticky stuff on the back. The other thing is these magnetic closures, and these are for bigger things that might need a little bit more of a seal. They're very strong magnets, but they are very tiny. I have really big hands, so what can I use to show you? Okay, here we go. This is a regular pen. So you see, they're not too big, and they're about less than 1/4 of an inch wide, maybe 1/4 of an inch wide. And this, you get 14 pieces, which is 7 sets, and they stick together really well. But you get 7 sets for $1, which you cannot find them anywhere else for that price. And they're really nice, both of those. So, and like I said, I haven't been keeping up with how many, because I got so much stuff here. My next go-to are these Jot gel pens, and I like the black ink color. These are by Jot. And that's usually the brand of crafting stuff that Dollar Tree puts out. The reason I like these is, well, there's a number of reasons. One, it's a gel pen, not an ink pen. So the ink is a little thicker, but it comes out very easy. Let me grab a sheet of white paper here so you can see. It draws very effortlessly. It has a cap that clicks on, but what I use these for is when I customize my stationery sets, it's very easy to pop off this little end. No, they don't smear. They smear a little bit, but not much. I'll show you because oh my goodness, I've glued my paper to anyway, they smear just a little bit, but that's if you write and then immediately, if you give it a minute. And what I usually do is I will write and then I will place another piece of paper over it and blot, and nothing comes off. So but I really love these pens, and like I said, I use them in my stationery sets. They also have a little cushiony grip there that's really, really nice. All right, the next thing I can't live without, and I use this so I have the packaging to show you. It is a pencil and brush organizer. This was $1, and I'll show you mine. You have to assemble it out of the package. There's 3 leg pieces. 4 leg pieces. No, there's 3. There's just 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And you put them down in the bottom, and then you put the top on top of it. And I love this because it keeps all my stuff handy. Plus, I have extra room if I'm using certain colored pencils or certain pens. I pull them out of my big bin. I can stick them in here, and then I have them. And they're all ready for me to use. Plus my brushes. These brushes I bought at Michael's. These aren't Dollar Tree brushes. And I would advise you, unless you're wanting to throw them away, invest in a good set of brushes. This set of brushes was $10 from Michael's. So it's a nice all-purpose set of brushes. But this little craft organizer for $1 at the Dollar Tree. The next thing that goes along with the craft organizer is this little thing. It is a brush cleaner. I cannot tell you how many times I've been sitting here crafting, and I will have my coffee and I will have a jar with water in it, and I will take my brush and go straight in my coffee. Ruins my cup of coffee. Bad day. This, I don't do that anymore because, one, it's got a lid. So when I'm not using it, but I will need it in the future, I can close the lid. The next thing I like about it is you put your water in it. You obviously can see that it's not your drink. It's your brush cleaner. You put your brush down in it. That one's too big. Get my medium brush. You swish it around in the water, and it's got this funneled edge here. I don't know if you can tell. This funneled edge that makes it so easy to wipe that water out. And then you can lay it's got little divots here. You can lay your brush across the top, so your brush isn't standing on the end in the dirty water. You can clean it up really quick and just set it there to dry. So this little thing, that's a must-have. Moving on, because like I said, I got so many things to cover here. It's a palette, and I like it because it has so many of these, but it's also got these. So these are for mixing colors, And these are for holding your colors, and you can put your acrylic paint in there. But also, this has a secondary reason. If you work with little bitty things like beads or sequins or anything like that, you can use these to organize your beads or your sequins. They do have bead organizers, but this little thing, $1, and it cleans up easy. If you're using acrylic paint, you just wash it with a scrubby sponge and some soapy water, and it comes right off. My next thing I love to use is these clothespins. Now these are little tiny ones. They came from the craft department. And then these came from the household department. I love these because when I'm making a lot of things and I've got to glue something together and I don't have time to hold it, I want to move on. You can probably just call them on the phone. Francisco, hello, welcome in. You can probably call them on the phone and ask them, do they have a craft department? I know the ones that have craft departments in my town are the ones that are in more out away from the big box stores and big shopping centers and stuff. Like the one next to Target just has food and storage items. It doesn't really have a big craft department because Target has a big craft department. But the one I go to, there's a grocery store in the shopping center near it, but we don't have any other places to buy craft supplies. So they have a big craft department. But I like these because I can use them as clamps, but they're tiny, especially these. And I can fit into real tiny spaces to just put a little pressure on something I'm trying to glue together if I don't have time to hold it and let it dry. So clothespins, those are in my must-have thing. This was a neat thing I found. This is a craft eraser. It doesn't erase ink, but it can remove a little glue residue that's dried on a piece of paper. If you've glued something and you want to roll that glue up and you don't want to use your fingers, it's just a piece of rubber, particleized rubber all jammed together. But it's called a craft eraser, and you can get this for $1. These sell for $4 or $5 in the big box stores. Oh, I got so many things. And then we're going to go to the web page. I took some pictures of my store too. But I'm still going through stuff. Look at this. This is a little 3-pack of mini composition notebooks. I use these in my stationery kits. It's so simple to take 2 pieces of paper, cardstock, designer paper, newspaper, magazine paper, whatever you want, and you cut it to this size and tape it. I use the double stick tape. I have used the glue, either way. The difference, and I wanted to explain, the difference between these two is the water content in the glue can sometimes cause your paper to wrinkle up. So I use this mostly in paper because it's a dry adhesive. There's no water, so the paper is not going to absorb that water and ripple up or misshape. In this case, this is heavy cardboard, so I can use this glue on here and glue something down, and it's not going to ripple as badly. But these little notebooks are so handy. You can pop them in your purse. You keep them. I keep them on my desk, and they're just a nifty little thing to have to keep up with things. So I love these. These are in the stationery department near the pens. Another thing I could not live without, and I'll show you these. These are $1 a piece. They are glitter markers, And they come, the colors I've found, they also have a green one, which I did not get out. But green, they come two to a pack. And usually it's random. You have to search around. These are, yeah, you could call them and ask, do they carry the Crafter Square double-sided tape? You could say, do you have a crafts department? And, you know, and I'll show you some pictures of ours so you have a better idea of what you're asking about. But these glitter markers, to get them started, the tip pushes in. You can't really see, but you have to push them down and push the tip into the glitter stuff. There's a mixer in there. You hear that? There's a mixer. You shake it and you push it down. The tip starts off as white, but then after that, once you get the tip the color of the ink inside, will it pick it up? Let's see if it picks it up. Yeah, you can see it. It's just got a little sparkle. Just a very fine glitter. Let's see. Oh, I wish I could show you this. But I use that all the time. I use it for embellishing things. They have it in, that's the silver. Got to get the ink to come out. But these are so nice to use to embellish things, outlining, coloring in stuff. These are amazing. And like I said, they come two to a pack at the Dollar Tree. They are usually over with the markers and in the stationery. Not generally. You can see I've colored on this, and this is a very thin piece of, it's thick paper. It's not cardstock, but it's not copy paper, and it does not bleed through. Let's see if we can make it bleed through. I want to see. If you use very thin paper, it's going to bleed through, but let's see. Okay, I can feel the paper roughing up underneath it, so I'm getting through, and you can see it's wet, but, okay, so, what am I looking at? There we go. This is the spot, and we're going to turn it over, and there is no bleed. It takes a lot to make it bleed through. So, those glitter markers, amazing. While we're talking about markers, let me talk about these. I have always loved these. These are the chalk markers, chalk writers that they use like in coffee shops and sandwich shops. They use them on the neon boards. You can use them on whiteboards. You can use them on chalk boards. They clean up with wet rag. It says, great for chalkboards, dry erase boards, windows, glass, mirrors, ceramic, and metal. This paper is from Walmart. It's not a thin copy paper, but it's the lightest version of cardstock that they have. It's very thin. It's very thin paper. But anyway, now where did I put? There it is. So I took my chalkboard paint that I bought from Dollar Tree. They had chalkboard paint at Dollar Tree. Yes, it was at Dollar Tree. And I was going to test this out. This is dry. I've painted on there. And so when you first open it, it comes out, looks a little bit like lipstick. It's rounded, but it's kind of like lipstick, but there it is. Now, I'm not going to be able to wash it off of this because that's just one layer of chalkboard paint, but you can also use it on regular paper. And let's see. I'm rubbing on it. Ow. Got my finger hot. And there we go. So you can see it. You can rub on it. The thing is, it's not coming off on my finger very much. But I've only found 3 colors, but in the past I've seen more than this. When it starts to run low, you crank it up just like a lipstick. You can crank it up or crank it down. Well, let's see. I have a piece of glass here. This is my, I actually got this from the Dollar Tree. This is my retail therapy fund. And let's see. It's written on the glass. And now, let's see if it smears. Yep. It'll smear on the glass. But if you're using it on a like a memo board or, you know, something non-permanent, and then we can just take, yeah, I've got my makeup sponge, and it just, you can write on mirrors with it. And there's a little oil in it because it's a little smeary. But yeah, they do write on glass. So yeah, it will work on a piece of glass. But I like these. These are the kind of things that they use on those black, they're black with glass over the front, and they've got a little neon light that shines up in them like menu boards in a sandwich shop or something. And but they're kind of like a greasy, chalky crayon, but they seem to work. So I'll be trying these out more and more. And then back to this chalkboard paint. I like this chalkboard paint. It's a flat paint. It's a little thicker than acrylic paint. It doesn't have a glare to it, and it really does make like a chalkboard surface. So you can paint a piece of wood and then treat it like you would a chalkboard. So that's this chalkboard paint. And it's more expensive in other stores, but it's only $1 at the Dollar Tree. All right, moving on. Another thing from the makeup department, and I'll do a 2-for-1 on this one. This one, these cotton swabs. There they are. Cotton swabs and cotton pads. I use these for all sorts of things. Cotton swabs, you can use them for little bitty detail work. You can use them to manipulate little bitty things you're gluing down. I like these cotton swabs in particular because they're really hard to fuzz or defuzz. If you have paint on them, the paint's gonna stay. They're gonna stay together. They're not gonna warp out on you really quick. And you can use them for detailing. You can use them to clean up edges of glue, things like that. And same with the makeup pads. You can use them to clean up what you're working on. I've used them in the past. If you've watched my, let's see, I can use them. This is some paper that I have embossed. Okay, it's raised up. And I've used them in the past to dip in some ink and go over it and just get the colors on the raised up parts instead of, I'm looking for my, don't know where I put it. Oh, here we go. And I'll show you that too. Here's my ink pad, and I can use this to get just a little bit of the black ink on there and rub it on here on the raised up parts. It's not showing up too well on this one, but anyway, there, I showed you that part. But also for cleaning up, for use with alcohol to clean your glass things. They're really cheap. There's like 100 of them in the pack. How many is in this? 100 of them in this pack for $1. And this is 200 cotton swabs for $1. And these are both, that was in the makeup department, the cotton pads, and these are with the medical. They have ace bandages and band-aids and all sorts of stuff. So the cotton swabs, they're great. Don't put them in your ears. You're not supposed to put them in your ears. Yeah, painting game minis. It would work very well with that. The next thing I found, these are sponge dabbers. These are in the craft department. And a comparable thing, if you are somebody who does a lot of stamping, and honestly I can't find mine right now. That was all my stamps. I have bins and bins full of stuff. But anyway, this is another way that I do these raised. Yeah, this works a lot better than the cotton pad. And I just have this is just a black ink pad, and this is a raised, and so you can see how that puts the black ink and makes the pattern. There's pattern without the black ink. There's the pattern with the black ink. So using one of these little dabbers, and I can save this and use it only for my black ink. I can buy enough of these to have one for every color of ink that I use. I wouldn't recommend trying to wash them out because the adhesive that holds the sponge to the wooden stick can loosen up if you soak it in water. But for what I use them for, I don't need to rinse them out because I keep the black ink one with every color that I use. So that's a fun technique, and we're going to cover this technique more in depth very, very soon. Because I love my embossing pads. I have a thing that looks like a pizza roller. I put the paper inside this, and then I roll it through, and it presses this design into the paper. That's what embossing is. So, all right. That's pretty much all of my must-haves. Now let's talk about some fun things that I found. This is a tie-dye kit for one color, about one shirt worth. It comes with gloves and rubber bands and a bottle that already has the dye in it, and it tells you to, excuse me, you add water, and then you take your shirt, you do the rubber bands on it, you put on your gloves, you add water, you spray the water and the dye together all over the stuff, and then you let it sit. So it's a tie-dye kit, and these go for, I don't know, what, $7-8 in Joann's last time I checked. This is $1, and they had it in like 8 different colors. This is purple. But that's something fun that I wanted to try. All right, this. And they don't always have these. But I don't know about you, but I love the sensory of... Isn't that something? I should start an ASMR channel. Here we go. But anyway, I buy these little pillows for $1. And each pillow is enough to make a set of ears. In fact, let's do this. Yeah, we'll do these. You can make a set of ears out of the pillow because you've got the fabric for the front of the pillow of the ears is here, and it's that sequins that change colors. You've got this, which is a fuzzy velour, on the back. This is for the back of the ears. And then inside, it is full of stuffing that you can use to stuff the ears with. So these little pillows, and you can cut out your own shape. You can hand sew it together. You can make your own little stuffed animals or whatever. I like deconstructing things and making them into other things. That's why I love these little pillows. And they come in lots of different colors too. Now, this right here, gold mine, baby. This is a paper pack. These go for $5 to $10 at Walmart even. And it's a random stack of paper. And in this one, we've got, and they're perfect for little embellishment things. This is a little piece of glitter paper. This is kind of a thick, looks like a handmade. It's very thick and it's gold in color. We have several of these black. This is kind of a thin paper, but it's black. Ooh, let's try that. Let's see what this does on that. There we go. Yeah, I would say these are almost like oil pastels, these pens. They're like an oil pastel, I want to say, but they're not. They clean up with water. So, but these thin black papers, we've got some thin brown here. It's about copier paper thinness. There's some white. Then this was a steal. Look at this stuff. It's a lustrous silver. It almost looks like brushed aluminum. Let me see if I can get it up enough to see the texture. It looks textured. It's yeah, it looks like a brushed aluminum. And then on the back we have a very shiny mirror-like. And I got a whole stack of that. There's this more, it looks like very rough homemade paper. It would be really nice for making cards or stationery. It almost looks like sponge, but it's really, really the texture. Isn't that nice? I've got some, this is a, looks like a natural kind of paper. It's got little threads in it. Red, blue, and green, and then it's got a linen texture to it. It almost looks like linen, but it's paper. We have some, ooh, this is orange, but it's got a glitter in it. You can't really see it on my poor camera. Let's try this one. It's got a glitter in it. Some more of that silver, and then a big stack of the linen textured paper too. These things go for $5.97 to $10 at Hobby Lobby or Walmart. I got it for $1. And each one is different. Remnants, you know, is what they call it in the fabric world. And so it's nice. You can make fun little embellishments, things like that, to enhance your project. So there's that. Now, but wait, there's more. And good, we're coming up on, we've got about 10 more minutes. So let me switch over to this and show you this one. These are glass stickers. Now, I love unicorns. I had my unicorn hoodie on, y'all saw. So I love unicorns. Here is one. This looks like it'd be good for a wedding or a Valentine's basket. It's you and me with an infinity sign, a heart that says love, and then kiss. And these are glass stickers. 3 to a package on this one. There's 2 pieces on this one. You clean your glass with some nail polish remover or rubbing alcohol. Let it dry thoroughly, and then you apply this glass sticker. These are a lot more expensive in the craft stores, but this you get for $1. Excuse me. Now, this is a new addition in our craft department, and I will go ahead and zoom in a little bit. See, there's the craft paper that I got right there. 200 grams of craft paper. Backing up a little bit, knitting needles, crochet hooks, emergency X-Acto knives with several different blades. Oh, pardon me. This is a needlepoint kit. And you can't see it, but over here they have a couple more larger ones. But this is a monogram needlepoint kit that has everything in it for you to create that wonderful needlepoint. Embroidery floss. They have an entire wall with yarn. It's smaller skeins, but they're only $1. So if you wanted to try to learn how to crochet, you could buy 2 crochet hooks for $1, a little skein of yarn, which I have one, but I'm going to show you. In fact, I have several. Let me get in my bucket here. This was some cotton thread that I bought. It's called Just Cotton. It's a nice neutral color, but it is crochet cotton or knitting cotton. 104 yards of a medium number 4 size crochet cotton. So there you go. So they're really picking up on their sewing projects. These rolls that you see right, I don't know if you can see my mouse. These rolls, these are Velcro rolls. They're long strips of Velcro. This is baker's twine here, big buttons. These are fake snow. You can use them in stuffing things like beads. You can use them in snow globes, stuff like that. So that was one wall that I saw that I loved. Dances with pit bulls. I hope my Dollar Tree is upgraded to all this cool stuff. If it hasn't, it will shortly. Like I was saying earlier, call around, but also I'm going to show you how you can get this stuff online too. This is the woodcraft department. They've got the little statues. That's a unicorn. I bought one of these and I took my acrylic paint and just poured it over it, and it came out so pretty. They've got some animals. They've got little boxes you can paint or cover, hanging things. There's arrow signs, chalkboards. Here's the little craft clothespins. Just all sorts of. And then these are little trays, and I used one of these in the crafts. We made the jars with the flowers in them back in the fall, and I used those little trays to display them. This is what I was so impressed with. This whole row here, these are laser cut wooden craft icons. And look at that. These are laser cut. They come 6 to a pack in most cases. Aren't these just beautiful? There's your steampunk look for clocks and things. There's turtles and your seahorses. There's a rose. And I bet you could even use these as stamps too. But I fell in love. And this was in the sticker department with all the stickers. Excuse me, they have a whole wall. This is a gold tone set of stickers. There's some butterflies. There's some bugs. More gold tone. These are photorealistic stickers down here. These are pop-up embellishments. All right, So if your local Dollar Tree, and give me a second here and I will get this set up this way. There we go. DollarTree.com, and go down here to the arts and crafts supplies. Now granted, you have to buy them a case at a time. However, you can buy everything there. Don't look at that. Good, you couldn't see it on the screen. Got it too wide for you. There we go. Okay. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go, try this again. Arts and crafts. Now this is one place. Here we go. If you go to the website dollartree.com and click on find a store near you, if it has a craft department, it will have this little logo, the CS, in a blue circle with stitching. Look for this crafter square icon under store amenities, and that's how you can tell if you can find the stores that have these craft departments. If not, you can order them online. Shipping is $4 or $5 most cases. The wood crafts, the craft containers, these were really popular. People were getting them and using them as spice containers. You buy the magnets, you buy the glue or the double stick tape and the craft containers, and you've made your own spice containers. Here's the paint supplies. Something I wanted to talk about in the paint supplies that I've used quite a bit. They sell canvas, and they sell it in many different styles. They sell the raised canvases that are stretched canvases over a wooden frame, and they sell them anywhere from like about this big to, I think the biggest one is like a 9 by 11. 8 by 10, that's what it is. 4 by 6 and 8 by 10. Then they have flat canvases, artist canvases. They're not stretched, they're mounted on a board, and you can get those in several different sizes. A watercolor palette, mine looks horrible, that's why I haven't shown it to you. The only difference between these and what you buy in the super buys at Hobby Lobby is that these aren't pre-gessoed. This is just the raw canvas, so you will need to put some sort of primer down. And in the past I've taught it, and I'll teach it again coming up, on how to make your own gesso, Gesso. And it's a primer for your canvas. We'll be talking about that in future episodes. This is another section that I absolutely adore. Ribbon. This is that jewel ribbon that I used on my frozen ornaments that I made. The stuff is wonderful. This rope, I love this rope. You can use it for so many different things. But you can order this online if your local Dollar Tree doesn't have the crafter square stuff. One more thing about the Dollar Tree that I absolutely love is that they have, let's go back to the main thing, they have a blog where people post up their crafts and everything else. It's free to join, and you get some wonderful ideas. I get a lot of ideas from there too. Look at this, garden supplies. I can't wait for spring to come and I can set up. This was something I wanted to show, but since we have one more minute, I will go ahead and show this. The fairy garden set. These little figurines, like right here, they're about this big. They have the houses, the tractor, the trailer. They have all of these little things, and they have all the little figurines. And you can make a little fairy garden. buy the entire 31-piece set online for only $19, I'm going to go order that today because I want this. And I'll show you all when it comes in. But that's Dollar Tree, and those are my crafting must-haves from Dollar Tree. I thank you all for being here today. Gosh, it was so good to see so many of you. Jess, especially you, and Rachel. Dances with Pit Bulls. Love you being here. Francisco, so wonderful to see you too. If you're watching the replay, thanks for watching. Our time is our most precious commodity. It's the only thing we truly own, and that you chose to spend some of your precious time, it is precious, with me means the world to me. Leave me a comment down below. Remember to check out theliveplace.com for all your family-friendly live streams on YouTube. I love Dean. I love everything he does. You'll find tons of live streams that you'll want to watch. Coming up Wednesday on my music show, 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, I will be doing some songwriting prep for February Album Writing Month, which starts February the 1st. I will be coming back to Twitch very, very soon, doing a lot of songwriting and live songwriting and things like that. If you aren't subscribed to me on my social media, Twitter is where I update the most about my live streams, where I'm streaming and what I'm streaming about. Instagram, I post a lot of pictures on my gram, and you can see them all right over there below the fairy garden, which I'm going to go order right now. I love being with you, my friends. You're my window to the world. Stay warm. We're looking at snow this week. And on an unrelated note, tomorrow is my birthday. I will be 55 years old. And every year I say it's my best birthday yet. And this one doesn't disappoint. It's my best birthday yet. Y'all have a great day. Peace and blessings to you, to all you love, and to all who love you. Find your passion, grab a hold of it, and don't let anybody talk you out of it. Make yourself happy today. Remember your self-care. That's the most important thing. I love you all, and I'll see you Wednesday, 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, right here on YouTube. Have a great day.